If I didn't know any better, I would think that it is March here for our teams at North Metro TV because we've got brackets upon brackets upon brackets here today. We are in the heart of the fall playoff season, and we are going to go through it all here on Sports Den tonight. My name is Ted LaRue, taking you all throughout the journey that is Blaine, Centennial, and Spring Lake Park athletics for the past week. We are going to finish things up on the soccer pitch with some section tournaments. Can some North Metro teams punch their tickets to the state tournaments? We're going to be talking about that. So that finished things up in terms of section playoffs for teams on that version of football. For the American football, we are wrapping up the regular season. We're going to have some highlights of some afternoon football games and get ready for playoff football coming up. Getting a little bit, it might not seem like it, but it's supposed to be getting a little bit chillier in the air. Playoff football is right on the horizon. We're going to dip into the pool and have some girls swim and dive highlights. And then we are finishing things up with some fresh volleyball brackets at the end of the night to get ready for the volleyball section tournaments as well. But we are going to start on the soccer pitch for some girls soccer section championship action here first. We meet again, this time for all the marbles. Spring Lake Park at Maple Grove in 5-3A. Maple Grove gets the scoring started on a second chance opportunity. First shot, boink, but Abby Oakland is there to finish it, put the Crimson in front 1-0. She was waiting on the doorstep, and she kicked the door down, that's for sure. Panthers looking to claw their way back. How about Brianna Finnegan from downtown Maple Grove? There was some confusion. Ellie Prairie taps it in for good measure, but Brianna Finnegan gets the goal. We are all squared at one apiece. Second half, SLP attacker couldn't quite get her foot on the ball to get it out of the box. Jessica Lee is there for the scoop and the score, putting the Crimson in front 2-1. Big play for the sophomore with high stakes on the line. She'll remember that one for a while. Under 4 minutes left in this one. Free kick for Maple Grove's Riley Lloyd goes around the wall, gets it to Kelsey Wentland. She sneaks it inside the post to give the Crimson a 2-goal cushion late in the game. They got to be feeling good, right? Wrong. 1 minute later, Brianna Finnegan gets out her cape and buries an absolute rocket in the top corner to cut the Maple Grove lead to just a single goal. Time winding down. Junior Kira Gill goes right through the wrists of the keeper for, well, maybe an unnecessary insurance goal. Maple Grove is headed to state after a 4-2 win over the Spring Lake Park Panthers. It's a party in Maple Grove.
Talk about your goal, that third goal of the match.
Earlier in the year, we ran that play, me and Riley Lloyd, who got the assist, and we just saw that gap again, and we're just like, we made eye contact, and we're like, let's try it again, and it ended up working out for us.
As you would expect in most section championships, this was a tough match against the team you had played last year in the section final, earlier this year. What did the Panthers do well that make them tough to play against?
They have very fast up top, and they are just very grinded out and just hard pressure, but our defense was able to stop them and clear the ball out, but they're a very good Panther team, but we were able to hold them off.
Senior year for you, what does this mean to go back to state?
This feels really good. Last year I had an injury but was able to come back for state, but being able to be with the team and be able to just win this with them, it feels really great to go back.
Just like our whole team works together, we all push up together. We get like goals from basically like someone new, like usually like every game. So yeah, just having a good group to be able to push up and help us score.
So that wraps things up for the Spring Lake Park Panthers in Section 5-3A. Spring Lake Park and Maple Grove tied 1-1 in an early season matchup. It is the second straight season that Spring Lake Park tied Maple Grove in the regular year and then lost in the section final. These two teams have made a habit the last couple of seasons at meeting up in the section championship. In Spring Lake Park, Maple Grove continues to be that hurdle that has been very tough to clear. The Panthers haven't beat Maple Grove since September 13th of 2022. SLP, a great season though. This was their only loss of the year. They finished 13-1-4. This was Section 5 3A, and then you look at Section 7 3A, which of course features the Centennial Cougars and the Blaine Bengals. Centennial fell 1-0 to Duluth East in the section championship. The Greyhounds are the section champions over there. They are moving on to the state tournament after winning 4 straight section championships. The Cougars have lost in the section final the last 2 seasons, a 19-2-0 final record for the Centennial girls soccer team. Congratulations to all the girls team. Now let's move on to the boys side and let's take a look at some highlights here. Section title trip to state on the line Tuesday night, featuring the top 2 seeds here in Section 7, Andover and Blaine. Just 30 seconds into this one, right time, right place. Elvis Sokozovic backing up the keeper, 0-0. Now a chance for the Bengals. Samuel Spiriniak sends one on net from just outside the box. No dice, still 0-0. Alec Weil coming out of the box, slides the ball away. You got to do what you got to do sometimes. Second half, set piece for the corner for the Huskies. Ball trickles out, an opportunity. Blake Stocky, another good save here for Weil. About 10 minutes later, great ball ahead, just a little bit too far. Goal called off due to an offsides call at that point. Creeping closer to the end of regulation, flag stays down. Gavin Bellafoyle can't quite win the race. The keeper pays the price though. Under a minute left in regulation, Landon Peterson trying to set up a scoring opportunity, but it's just not far enough into the box. Rega Kumara gets an opportunity in the first OT to be the hero, just too far out. How about some PKs? Dylan Trotter gets it on the first attempt for the Huskies. Bellafoyle goes right up the middle for Blaine. Wrong guess by the keeper, it's tied up. Grady Monette goes right, keeper goes left. Golden White lead 2-1. This is where things get a little bit sideways. Samir Sisic goes high, which gives Andover the advantage. The Huskies keep scoring. Blaine fails to keep up with Andover in penalty kick. The Huskies punch their ticket to the state tournament, and they celebrate all night long.
This concludes the awards presentations. Your interest and support.
I mean, my defense did what they could to help prevent great opportunities. So I did what I could back there. Everything, I just cleaned it up and went from there.
Yeah, and of course this game goes to overtime, and you had a huge part in solidifying this victory for your team. What was the mindset as you head into PKs?
I just know when the overtime time was done, I knew I wanted to be confident. Confidence is key. So when I stepped up to make those saves, made myself look big, looked intimidated, and just did what I could.
How did you stay with it throughout overtime and into PKs?
Well, yeah, it's really all about effort. The team works so hard. Great group of guys. Everybody knows what to do. Defense did great. Held them to 0. We didn't end up scoring, but yeah, it's really all about the effort and staying committed and working as hard as you can.
So what on earth do you think is the coaching staff, is the team? How do you guys keep making it back?
I think it's just our hard work. We work hard in practice, and that's how you're going to get good at games. Our coaching staff, they know how to plan for this game. Obviously, we didn't come out with a goal, but we got the goals that we needed in the penalty shootout, so that's all that matters. I think we need to work on our finishing for sure, not getting a goal here. But our defending, if we just keep it strong, we can hold a team to a shutout. We held a shutout here. We keep holding shutouts, the team's not going to win. We know we can beat people in penalty shootouts. We got one of the best goalies in the state, Christian Gunther, and we got some great finishers out here, so we can beat them.
Blaine finishes with a 10-6-3 final record, falling here in the Section 7 3A championship. Blaine hadn't lost in October prior to the championship, so they had been hot at the end of the regular season going in to this final game. And, we talked about it with Spring Lake Park girls and Maple Grove girls. It's kind of the same here for Blaine and Andover boys. It's the 4th consecutive loss to Andover to end the season for the Blaine boys soccer team. This one and another one was in the section championship game. So Andover has some really good soccer programs. It's been tough, but congratulations to all of the soccer teams here this year. I mean, we're talking about highlights of a bunch of section championship games on the soccer pitch. So although Well, our North Metro schools don't get a state tournament participant. Still a great season with that many teams advancing to the section championship. Football to football. We're ending the season on the playoff pitch for soccer, but we go to the end of the regular season. You want to get that momentum at the end of the regular season, and we've got some classic Thursday afternoon highlights. Let's start first in Blaine. Always popular Thursday afternoon kickoff. Season finale, Blaine hosting Shakopee, a battle of top 10 teams. Sabres establishing their run game early on. Emmanuel Tay, one of 3 100-yard rushers on the day for the Red and Black, takes this one to the outside, scores from 11 yards out. 7-0 Sabres after one. What a fantastic way to start the afternoon in Blaine. Second quarter now, this is Zach Doctour on the misdirection, meaning he's running the right direction. Blaine, they're not. 45 yards later, he's hosting a touchdown party. Zach rushed for 104 yards on the day. He was the second leading rusher for Shakopee in this one, and it is 14-0. He's off to the races. Bengals fighting back just over 4 minutes till the half. Sam Shaughnessy finds the corner on the keeper from 4 yards out. Sam led the Bengals in rushing with 148 on the ground. A missed extra point makes it an 8-point game, and it's 14-6 at the half. Midway through the third quarter, Bengals looking to tie the game. Shaughnessy steps up, scrambles, finds Caden Lowagi for the touchdown. Caden led the Bengals in receiving. Unsuccessful on the 2-point conversion. It's 14-12, so Blaine leaving some points out there on the field with these missed conversions. Fourth down in enemy territory, late in the third. Shaughnessy goes out for a play after losing his helmet. Seth Burnett comes in, and it's picked off by Jacob Lee. 7 tackles goes with this INT as he flips the field, takes it into Blaine territory. A back-breaking play for the Bengals, but a game-changing play for the Sabres. And they respond immediately on a perfectly timed option pitch. Tay showing off the Hot Wheels for his second touchdown of the day, 56 yards. Shakopee extends the lead to 21-12 at the end of the third quarter. Man, he has some speed. He had a great day, certainly on the ground in this one. We go to the fourth quarter. Sabres dominating up front. Another example of perfect option execution. Doctour gets in for the second time, scoring from 11 yards out. The 2-point conversion was successful. Shakopee keeps on extending the lead, 17-point lead, 29-12. Blaine not going down without a fight, though. We're eventually going to get to it. Moise Fauchir gets the handoff. And there it is, and rumbles in from 12 yards out. Bengals convert the 2 this time to pull within 9 late in the game. That's as far as they would get. The Sabres finish the season strong with a 29-20 victory Thursday afternoon in Blaine.
What did you guys talk about in terms of getting up for this game beforehand?
We all just talked about having each other's back. Everybody do their 1/11th, Everybody came out here. We all had to put 48 quarters together, Everybody do their thing. And that's what we really talked about. Everybody just had each other back, hyped each other up, and we were ready to go.
This offense it's a triple option, but a lot of times you guys aren't necessarily trying to fool a lot of people. Like, it is a power running style triple option. What about your team? Some big offensive linemen blocking for you helps you guys do that. What's your guys' identity in terms of we're a power running team even though it's triple option?
We don't really, our identity, just run hard, everybody, whether, we're going to pitch it, run it up the middle, we do whatever, everybody just work hard, do their thing, and we just go. We don't really have an identity. We just go, do our 1/11th. Everybody just go, full go, 100%.
When Blaine was coming up just a little bit short to Shakopee, as you just saw, Centennial notched their 3rd straight win over Rosemount, winning 21-7. On Thursday behind 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns from Isaac Valensky-Strauss. Here is the Osseo region of the Class 6A bracket. So the state quarterfinals will be, you see those last 2 open spots over there. That will be at Osseo High School. The first 2 rounds will be at the home of the high seed. First, we start with the Centennial Cougars. They draw the number 4 seed. They will host the number 5 seed Rochester Mayo. What do we need to know about the Spartans? Rochester finished with a 2-6 overall record. They lost their last 4 games of the season. Now, there were 2 ranked teams in there, Lakeville North and Eden Prairie. How about the Blaine Bengals? They draw the number 3 seed. They will host the number 6 seed Rosemount Irish, who just played the Centennial Cougars. We just talked about it, 21-7. The Irish fell short against the Cougars. And Rosemount lost their final 3 games by a combined score of 72-25. Now, Blaine and Centennial can technically meet. They would both need to win their first round games. They would need to likely go on the road and pull off some upsets against the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed to meet in the quarterfinal at Osseo. But hey, you're telling me there's a chance. Let's talk about some 5A football. Let's go to some highlights. Spring Lake Park at Matamidi, 1-5 Matamidi. Second play of the game, and the Zephyrs are looking to strike. Connor Finn trying to chuck this one over St. Andrews Lutheran across the road. Comes up short, but it finds Joey Pipes for a 72-yard score. Safe to say Joey was flexing the pipes in this one. Ensuing drive, Panthers looking to respond. Nolan Roach fires a strike to Kalen Truckenbrod for a big play and a first down. Roach keeps it himself later in the drive and scores. All tied up at 7 at the end of the first quarter. SLP doing SLP things. 3 minutes until the half. EJ Monluo carrying defenders on his back to set up a 1-yard touchdown for Roach, and the Panthers have a 14-7 lead at the half. Second half now, this is utter insanity. Finn rolls out and just chucks it up for guess who? The plumber himself. There isn't a lens wide enough to capture this play. 65 yards to Joey Pipes for another explosive touchdown. Zephyrs tie it up at 14. Under 5 minutes left of the game, just throw it up to him. Joey, Willie Mays, Pipes with a fantastic grab to put Matamidi in front, and the Zephyrs top SLP 21-14. So that leads us to the Section 6-5A bracket. Now there are only 5 teams in this section, so as you can see, the play-in game is going to feature number 4 Park Center against number 5 Irondale over here. Spring Lake Park fell to both Monticello and Rogers during the regular season. They were able to defeat the Pirates of Park Center and the Knights of Irondale. Spring Lake Park on Saturday afternoon is going to visit Rogers. These two teams met up in the section championship last year. That should be a competitive matchup, no doubt about that. So that is your Section 6 5A bracket. We'll see if SLP can make a run towards the state tournament. How about we take a dip into the pool, won't you say? Because now it's time for some swimming. Blaine swimming a dive against Anoka from Tuesday night. Girls variety. Emily Poster leads the way in the 200 medley relay. Blaine takes this race, a time of 2:27.48. 200 freestyle, Blaine's Reese Panoyer rallies for second. Tornadoes go first and third in this race. 200 IM, Blaine's Gabby Bush dominates, 2:24.91. 50 free, Allie Thiel of Anoka takes the down and back, a time of 24.74. To the diving, the Tornadoes had some really good dives in the 6s and the 7s as well. 3 really good ones to check out here. Anoka takes this portion of the meet, and that certainly kept the score close throughout this one. It was a neck-and-neck meet. We go to the 100 butterflies. Sarah Long takes the shoulder workout with a time of 105.44. In the 100 freestyle, Allie Field dominates with a time of 53.54. It's her second win of the night for the Anoka swimmer. 500 free, Sydney Edwards takes it with a 5:33.92 time. The 200 free relay, Abby Johnson of Anoka holds off Sydney Edwards with 1/1900th of a second. Easy for me to say. 100 back, another photo finish. Gabby Bush, 1:03.92. It's their best time of the year. The Bengals and Tornadoes trade wins down the stretch, but Anoka wins by the slimmest of margins, 93-92. That is about as close of a swim meet as you will see, folks. Photo finishes and just a 1-point difference when all is said and done. All right, we've been talking about brackets all night long, and we are going to finish things up talking about a section tournament that is on the horizon. The next few weeks, we are talking volleyball. So let's unveil the brackets. Let's take a look at what exactly our area teams are going to have to deal with here in the next week and a half or so. We start in Section 7 4A. Centennial draws the number 1 seed. They are going to face off with the number 8 seed Coon Rapids in the quarterfinals on Thursday night at Centennial High School. The Cougars finished the season 17-11. They've won 5 out of their last 6 games and 12 of their last 17 sets. So you're playing great at the right time. That's where Centennial is. They swept Coon Rapids at Coon Rapids earlier this season. The Blaine Bengals draw the number 5 seed. They will travel to number 4 seed Duluth East on Thursday night. The Bengals finished 12-15 on the year. The Greyhounds and the Bengals met in the first match of the season, all the way back on August 23rd. Duluth East won 3-1 in that particular matchup. Now, you can see a Blaine and Centennial semifinal. If they were to meet, the Cougars won 3-1 back on October 4th in their head-to-head meeting this year. North Metro TV was at that one. We go to Section 5 4A. Here, Spring Lake Park draws the number 7 seed. They will face the number 2 seed Maple Grove. That is tomorrow night. The Panthers finished the season with a 4-20 record. They haven't won a set since they swept Coon Rapids on October 15th. But we'll see if they can. Pull off this big upset, a rematch of that soccer section game that we started this show with here today. So we're wrapping up some seasons with soccer. Football and volleyball playoffs are on the horizon, and you know where it's going to be. It's going to be here on Sports Den, and we're going to have coverage on North Metro TV. So until next time, I'm Ted LaRue. We will see you on the next edition of Sports Den.